Okay, should be up and working. I'll put the the link for that funding on the chat as well.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I think Rita Ben forwarded it earlier, so let me see if I can try and get it onto the...
Also, forward it in the SCVP learning group in case people wish to donate.
Yeah. Varsha's joined just in time. Tejananda Pratap Bhai.
Jai Jinendra.
How are you?
Fine.
Excellent.
Jai Jinendra, Naresh Bhai, Jai Jinendra, Rita Ben.
Jai Jinendra.
We can't see you. Bye.
Oh, sorry. Let me. Yeah.
Jai Jinendra.
Jai Jinendra to everyone.
Give it a couple more minutes. I think Varsha's is joining as well.
Sorry, the battery was low. That's why I had to plug it in.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So all those who are joined, can we see your videos? Unless you have an internet problem, there's no reason why you should be on no video. But at least we can see your videos. Don't worry.
We are muted.
Yeah.
You shouldn't worry. So can we see your videos, please? Varsha, Rahil, Champa Ben, Pushpa Shah, all of you.
I think Varsha's having some problems connecting.
Pushpa Masi, કેમ છો? જય જિનેન્દ્ર. તમે મ્યુટ ઉપર છો.
સોરી ના બસ બરાબર છે.
તમે લંડન છો, કેન્યા છો કે સિંગાપોર?
હું લંડન છું, 4 વીક થી અહીં લંડન આવી.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So nice you are a speaker.
Today, unfortunately.
Fortunately, you mean?
Not fortunately, you are very good speaker.
I am fortunately because you know I've been told I speak too much, I speak too fast. So
But you,
That
everyone.
Neelam Ben who's told you that? Oh.
yeah. Nice to see you, Purvi. You okay?
Jinendra Sandeep, I'm fine. How about you?
Jinendra. Yeah. Mahesh, we haven't seen you in a long time. Can we see your face, please? And Chandrakant
Hi.
Bhai, can we see your face?
Yes, I will. I'm just trying.
And Husna, we haven't seen you. Mahesh,
Hi.
hi, how are you?
Hi, good, thank you. Good to see you all.
Yeah.
Hi, Shandy Bhai.
Thank you, Purvi, for sending me this link. Very good.
No, so every week this happens. But
Is it regular?
I guess people forget and they need reminders.
Oh, I see. Okay. I didn't know it was a regular one. I thought.
Yeah, we have quite a few sessions in the week, Nashpai. So normally I try and put it. So if your phone number is not in SCVP Learning Together, then if you can put it, well, I guess on this chat you can't, but if you can send me your number, then I can include it to you in SCVP Learning Together. So any SCVP events which are happening, you will get that information.
Sure. I will forward it. Yeah.
Okay, I think we're 8:18, so let's start.
Yeah.
So Jai Janendra, everyone, welcome to today's session. But before we start, if I can invite Rahil. Rahil, do you want to unmute? And yeah, excellent. Thank you.
And show your video as well, please, Rahil.
Jai Janendra. So Rahil is in our Madhyam 2 class. He's 12 years old, and he's going to kick off with an Okam mantra today. So off you go, Rahil.
Om Namo Arihantaram. Om Namo Sitaram. Om Namo Ayariyaram. Om Namo Uvajayaram. Namo Luesa Vasahuram. Eso Panchana Mukaro. Sava Pava Panantano. Mangaralantra Savesi. Padamam Have Mangalam.
Excellent. Well done, Rahil. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay, so welcome to today's adult class, where we're continuing with Gurudev's Amarwani book. And today we have Sandeep Bhai, who's going to be taking us through some of the gems that we've been getting from this book. But before we start today's talk, there are a few things we want to talk about. So firstly, if I can invite Kruti Ben to talk about our forest walks. Need to unmute, Kruti.
Jai Janendra, everyone. Hope you are all well and enjoying the spring. And I'm sure you will be all enjoying and delight with the colors of the spring. Now that we are seeing an end of the light of the tunnel after 15 months of restrictions and 3 lockdowns, so it's time to take a little steps towards starting the socials. And so now SCVP, as a part of the calendar of SCVP, we are going to start the social with some forest walks, which I'm going to share with you all. Just bear with me. Sorry about this. Okay. So we're going to start. Just a minute. Sorry about this. No, it's Can you all see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Because I can't see it myself. So.
No, we can. You need to do slideshow, Kruti. It's at the moment. It's your.
Yes, so that's what I'm trying to do, but it's okay. Is it now showing as a slideshow?
No.
Not yet.
You need
okay.
to say from beginning or something like that. I think
Yeah.
from current slide.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, but it's not showing on your screen. Okay, let me just try and do. Okay, now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to do 3 walks, and the first walk we will start on 4th of July with the traditional Stanmore Country Park. And as we all know, the Stanmore Country Park is our local park, and it has a breathtaking view of London. And also we have some surprises as well, which we have found during the lockdown time where we were visiting the park. So we hope that you will join us, and that will give us a brilliant opportunity to socialize and enjoy the nature. Second one we are going to do is on 15th of August, which is in Chase Valley. And that would be a kind of like a medium grade, little bit longer walk. And there is a lots of beauty around it. There is a beautiful valley, which we are going to explore. And the last one we are going to do it is on 26th of September in Hertfordshire. And that would be another easy walk. But again, we will be walking in the ancient woodlands, and we are going to explore the natural wildlife. We're going to, and these are some of the old previous walks we have done. Sadly, we could not do it last year, and I'm sure we have most of us missed those walks, but we can enjoy that again soon. So these are some of the pictures, and we have had all those socials around us. Just to come to the walk, you just need 3 things to bring: a sturdy pair of shoes, water bottle, and rain jacket. And of course, we all have to wait what is government's guidelines is, and we all have to all have to follow those guidelines when we come to the walk. These walks are suitable for most of the abilities, and even children can join us. Just if the children are in the buggies, or if any adults need any wheelchair or walking aids, then that would be difficult for them to join those walks. So please contact one of us if you need any assistance, but before the walk starts or before the walk days. And finally, to join these walks, you need to be registered onto the Forest Walk WhatsApp group. And here are the numbers, 3 people's number. Please text them your number, and they can put you onto the WhatsApp group where you can register your interest, and we can send all the details about the day. These walks are organized with the partnership with the Young Chains. So we will have a lot of people coming from Young Chains. That way we will be meeting more of our community and socialize with every different age group. So we are hoping that you can all join us, and hope to see you all soon. Thank you, Nilesh Bhai.
Thanks, Krutiben. You can just take your screen share off.
Yep. Okay.
Excellent. Okay, Varsha, are you there?
Hi, Jai Jinendra, everyone. Sorry, few technical issues today. Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, loud and clear.
Sorry. How are you, everyone? Jai Jinendra. Thank you, Kruti. I'm looking forward to the forest walks.
Looking forward to seeing you all as well.
Yeah, I hope we have really good weather. Can't wait. We need to get
Absolutely.
going with exercise and, meeting everybody and bring our chai masala and biscuits and do all those lovely walks we look forward to and those amazing photographs with the children afterwards at the end we can put up. So welcome, Jai Jinendra. We have our wonderful, happy, smiling Sandeep Bhai with us this evening. Oh my God, he cracks me up. So welcome, Sandeep Bhai. You all know him. And it's a pleasure today because he's going to talk about youth moving forward. I'm not quite sure what he means by moving forward, so I hope he's going to tell us this evening. And it's on chapter 2, section 4 of the Eternal Wisdom book, I believe. So Sandeep Bhai, do unravel and tell us what this evening is all about. And enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you, Varsha. Thank you very much. Before I talk about what this evening, I just wanted to quickly tell you, I sent a message earlier this evening about a great initiative by Virayathan. As you know, there is a massive COVID crisis in India. And Virayathan have taken a step of feeding at least 1,000 families. A lot of families have lost jobs because of COVID. They're not able to leave their homes because maybe the breadwinner has passed away. So Virayathan has taken this initiative to feed 1,000 families in Ahmedabad. And a link will be shared with you. So by all means, if you are able to donate, as you know that a lot of Virayathan, in fact, all Virayathan's projects are based on people's goodwill and donations. And Virayathan's ethos of Seva, Sadhana, and Siksha, Seva being the main focus here, has always been very, very, nicely done. Whatever activities they do, whether it is at the earthquakes zones or whether it is to educate children, all kinds of initiatives. So please, if you are able to donate to this worthy cause, then please go ahead and do it. I think the email is there. So Jay is there. So his email is jay@virayathan.org. You can email him. The phone numbers are there. Kenya, Bharat Bhai Doshi. UK, it's Naveen Bhai Sangrajka. And this will be shared on a WhatsApp group as well. So, by all means, if you can, they will also tell you how much you can give. And, it would really help. Thank you very much. And with that, I start off with Gurudev Upadhyay Amar Muniji's wonderful, wonderful book called Amar Vani. We have looked at chapter 1 extensively last term. We had Rajan Bhai who started off with chapter 2, which is the art of life. And then Ketan Bhai talked about men and supermen last week, wonderfully delivered. And today we are going to talk about youth. But before I talk about it, I always, for some reason, this Man Ka Manav poem keeps on ringing in my ears. So I felt today I must sing it for you. Please bear with my horrible voice, but just bear with me. I will go through it. And pay attention to the words because they are wonderful, wonderful words. कुछ भी नहीं असंभव जग में सब संभव हो सकता है कार्य हेतु यदि कमर बांध लो तो सब कुछ हो सकता है। जीवन है नदिया की धारा, जब चाहो मुड़ सकती है। नरक लोक से स्वर्ग लोक से जब चाहो जुड़ सकती है। बंधन बंधन क्या करते हो, बंधन मन के बंधन है। साहस करो उठो झटका दो, बंधन क्षण के बंधन है। बीत गया गत बीत गया वह, अब उसकी चर्चा छोड़ो। आज कर्म करो निष्ठा से, कल के मधुर सपने जोड़ो। तुम्हें स्वयं ही स्वरी उज्जवल निज इतिहास बनाना है। करो सदा सत्कर्म विहस्ते, कर्म योग अपनाना है। मन के हार ही हार हुई है, मन के जीते जीत सदा। सावधान मन हार न जाए, मन से मानव बना सदा। तू सूरज है पगले फिर क्यों अंधकार से डरता है। तू तो अपनी एक किरण से जग आलोकित कर सकता है। So I will stop here. The poem goes on much further, but these words echo basically what is in the book, and it is just incredible the vision that Gurudev had about the world, and his book is relevant today as it was many years back when he wrote it. So I'm going to start my slideshow. And I'm going to ask questions, so please bear with me. Can you see my slide, everyone? So today we are going to talk about youth, and Varshaben asked me because it was probably very enigmatic when I meant youth. So youth is a quality which we all possess. Youth, as in the word youth, means that people who are young, but people who are young maybe physically, but this also talks about people who are young with their minds, with their abilities, with their perspective of life. So my first point is either we are frustrated with no vigor, or we are joyful. Now we need to ask ourselves what state we want to be in. Because when you are frustrated, automatically you become depressed. As we all realized, and there's been a lot of talk about the fact that the COVID pandemic has had a lot of negative effects on people's mental health. And therefore, as soon as your mental health is affected, you lose vigor, you lose this zest for life, and you lose this ability to be joyful. And I think a lot of us have lost this ability to be joyful. And I'll give an example. Gurudev used to laugh at the smallest of things, and even when there was adversity. And there was an example which Sadhvi Shilapi Ji Maharaj and Yashaji Maharaj both have given us. So Gurudev had an ear infection, and I do not know, somebody was administering some ear drops, and instead by mistake they put in his eye, and his eye got swollen up. And when people came to realize, obviously everybody started panicking, and they told Gurudev what had happened, and he just started laughing, and he says, "Oh, what a silly mistake." Now, if it had been any one of us, we'd have been very annoyed, very upset, and said, "Oh, you might have done damage to my organ," or something like that, but not him. And this is a sign of somebody who is really embraced life. And the problem with all of us, and a lot of negativity surrounds even Jainism, is that you shouldn't be embracing life. You should be basically negating life. But Jainism is all about embracing life. Jainism is all about live and let live. But it is also about the fact that you are also you should also embrace life, realize your true potential. So one of the things that Leonardo da Vinci wrote is iron rusts from disuse. Water loses its purity from stagnation. So for example, when a river is moving, the water is always constantly fresh and oxygen is mixing with the water and it's constantly moving. But the minute you cut off the stream and it becomes basically a constant body of water, it starts stagnating. And we all know what stagnant water looks like, it smells. And so similarly, any inaction will sap the vigor of the mind. And Gandhiji said, physical weakness is not the real weakness. The weakness of the mind alone is a real weakness. So, when you give up, when you say, oh, this is not going to be possible, oh, aa nahi thai shake, olu nahi thai shake. And this is where, when I look at it, when Acharya Shri made this decision to go into Bihar, she was discouraged by the wider Jain community. And they said, oh, no, you can't go in the land of Decco. It's very scary there. It's not safe, especially being a woman, all of that kind of thing. And she still went, and look what Virayatan has become. So if you don't make this effort, then you are likely to become weak and you can just adafware and sit at home and feel miserable for yourself. And that is not what Gurudev is talking about here. So what he says is, in order to remain ever young, it is essential that no kind of weakness, frustration, lack of vigor are ever brought in the mind. Weakness of mind is more horrible than that of the body. Now, would you agree with that? Because I personally think that that is very true, that when your mind gives up, then everything gives up. Youth is nothing but the ever new waves of joy, and those occur in the mind and not in the body. So even if your bones are creaking, even if you suffer from severe arthritis, even if you physically do not have that energy, mentally, if you make your mind up and you say, no, this is going to be possible, then you are able to do whatever you set out to do. There are people who have run marathons at the age of 70 and 80. And there are people like me who will give up after running about 5 inches. So, it is all in the mind. So my next question, or my question to all of you, and I want you to please answer this. Do you want to be a candle that blows away in the wind and can get extinguished? Or do you want to be glowing embers that burst into flame when wind blows? What do you want to be? Everyone?
The second one.
The embers.
The embers, and why? Why is that? Why do you want to be embers?
Because you don't want to be blown away by something. You want to come out of it and rise above whatever is trying to blow you away.
Absolutely. So, this is what fire does. The more it is fanned by wind, the embers, the more it actually bursts into flame, as we all know. Whereas if it is a candle and if you keep on blowing on it, it will soon extinguish. And none of us wish to be extinguished before our due time. So we need to be like a flame. We need to be, we need to be like embers, so that when we external forces blow us this way or that way, we need to have that courage of our own conviction that yes, marathi a thai shakse, marathi a jai shakase, marathi a karya thai shakse. If you say kena nahi thai shake mentally, then you are going to give up even before you have actually undertaken or seen what that activity requires you to do.
And it's also about facing adversities, isn't it? Having that strength of mind.
Because that is what it is. So, Akho Jain Dharma teaches us, આપણે આત્માની ને વાત કરીએ, આત્મા બળ કેવી રીતે આવે? આત્મા બળ કેવી રીતે આવે? Because આપણે અંદરથી આપણને એક તો આપણા ઉપર શ્રદ્ધા હોવી જોઈએ. The problem with mankind is that you do not have faith in your own abilities. You are always doubting your own abilities. And this is perhaps caused because we compare ourselves to others, and we say that, okay, he is better, she is better, I can't do this, this can, everyone has their own abilities. And you cannot say that, oh, he's better or that is better. You cannot compare apples and oranges, because we are all individuals. And any kind of adversity that comes to us, we need to have that our own courage. We need to have our own conviction that yes, afat આવી છે મારા ઉપર, this difficulty મારા ઉપર આવી છે, but I can face it. And how do I face it? That you have to find yourself, but there will be people who will be there to help you face it. But when you give up, when you become depressed, when you become upset, then you are actually basically shooting yourself in your feet. So this, Ketan Bhai talked about this last week, and he talked about Gurudev's mentioned that I don't want to have nectar, I want to have poison. And what happened here? This is the Samudra Manthan, which is obviously in the Bhagavad Puran. And it is basically where there was a conflict between the Devs and the Rakshas communities. And they were after this nectar of life, basically. And there was a churning of the ocean, and they used the Sheshnag to basically churn the ocean. And the first thing that came out when churning the ocean was poison. And no one wanted to touch it. And Shiv basically drank the poison, and it got stuck in his, well, he drank the poison and it was in his throat. And Shiv represents what? Shiv represents purity. Shiv represents the eternal self. That is what Shiv represents in all whichever religion you look at. And basically this is what I'm trying to say, that drinking poison sometimes can make you stronger, can make you even more able to face difficulties. So here Gurudev talks about storms. So if storms are coming, let them. Who is afraid? So I said that beet gaya gat beet gaya va, ab uski charcha chodo, aaj karma karo nishtha se, kal ke madhu sapne jodo. I'm not a flickering wick of a lamp that will extinguish just by whiff of a breath. I'm that burning ember which, after being hit by a storm, flares high, spreads, burns itself, and flaming and lighting others. Now, the operative thing here is not about burning itself, it is lighting others. So with your ability, with your candle, with your torch, with your ability and your brightness, you are able to even help other people who might be taking a step back, who might be saying, oh, no, I can't do this. I welcome troubles and misfortunes from my heart. Now, why would you want to do that? We know that troubles are part of this life, that, kayam to sukh nathi revanu, and, kayam dukhe nathi revanu. Life is full of ups and downs. And when you welcome troubles, and I think even in the first paragraph, first chapter, we talked about the fact that when a guest comes to your house, you welcome it. Now, you do not say, oh, I like that person and I don't like that person, so I will only welcome him, but I will not welcome her. Because you do not do that. You will welcome anybody who comes to your house. Similarly, if problems come to your house, then you have to welcome that. And if good fortune comes to your house, you have to welcome it. And this is where Samta Bhav plays a very strong role, in the sense that when you have Samta Bhav, then troubles and misfortunes or good fortune, you do not get affected by either. It does not matter how many troubles, pains, calamities, failures come. With proper opportunity, I shall only progress, not retreat. So this is what Gurudev is talking about, that, whether no matter what happens, we only progress, we only move forward, because the minute you start standing still, you start stagnating, and you basically become drier and drier and drier and drier as a person. Any questions so far? Any comments? Any personal experiences that anybody would like to share about storms coming, about facing problems? Let me pick somebody. So I will ask Purvi. Purvi, any comments? You can unmute and answer, Purvi.
No, no comments so far.
Have you faced any problems, difficulties in life, and how have you handled it?
I guess, yeah, just by being calm and patient. And,
okay.
Yeah, like just the last year, for example. Last year was a very tough year, and my parents, because they were very social people, they had to stay indoors, and my father was affected by it. So yeah, we supported him, and we just stayed calm, and we've been supporting him and helping.
Yeah.
So, and yeah.
So this is, so what happens is that, you know, આપણી આગળ આટલી સમજણ હોય ને, which is what Gurudev is explaining to you, know, અને આ બધું છે આધ્યાત્મિક means anything connected with the soul, which is what Gurudev talks about. એ વસ્તુ આપણને જો સમજ પડે ને, આપણે જો એ થોડુંક આપણે વિચારી શકીએ ને with a deeper thought, તો આપણે એટલા upset ના થઈ જાય કે, you know, oh, our problem like COVID, obviously not only it affected people because they had to stay indoors, but, you know, we kept on hearing of people we know passing away, and it scares us, right? It scares you because, you know, obviously we want to preserve ourselves and people we love, and it does scare you, but at the same time, you know, you have to say that, look, હવે એ આવ્યું છે તો એને આપણે સામનો કરવો પડશે, and we have to be practical about it. અને એમાં આ જે આપણું સમજણ હોય ને, under deeper understanding, that helps us to you know, to at least face it. Anybody else, you know, who would like to share?
Can I just comment literally this comment about I welcome troubles and misfortunes from my heart? I don't think I do that. So I would be interested to know in what context he meant, because I probably say, oh, I hope I don't get troubles and misfortunes. So
what he means by I welcome troubles and misfortunes is, what he means is ke આવું હોય troubles, and troubles આવવાના જ છે, okay, whether we want them or not. We know the effect of life is ke, and if you believe in karma, ke je karma છે ઉદયમાં આવશે.
That's fine, that's the first comment. If storms are coming, let them. Who is
yeah, but it's the same thing. It's a storms are coming, and troubles and storms are the same thing, in the sense that a trouble in your life is a storm. You know, storm here literally doesn't mean a storm which is going to be happening tomorrow, because the weather is going to be not very good tomorrow.
I think I got confused with the words I welcome from my heart.
So welcome from my heart is that, you know, આવ્યું છે તો પછી એને આવકાર કરો કે yes, આવ્યું છે, I have to accept it. That doesn't mean you sort of dance in joy, but, you know, you don't also become upset and depressed about it. You just say, okay, it has come. You know, I will say, oh my God, it has come. The same way, say, assuming that some, you know, I don't know, you win a lottery, or I don't know, something brilliant happens, right? Then, you know, you would also welcome that. And of course, no one wants problems, but the fact of the matter is that problems are a fact of life. They will come, whether they come in a smaller quantity or a large quantity, that you do not know. And welcoming means, Gurudev means, is that એની શોક ની કરો, એની માટે થઈને બી ની જાઓ, એની માટે થઈને તમે નિરાશ નહીં થઈ જાઓ કે upset, depressed નહીં થઈ જાઓ. You just have to accept it કે હા, એ આવ્યું છે, તો, you know, I have to bear it, and I have to bear it with a bit of good cheer. I cannot just, you know, sit. You know, I have two choices, right? Somebody has two choices. Either they can be miserable, or they can be not happy, but at least they can be calm about it, as Purvi said. And you have to be calm about it, and then you have to say, okay, fine, it has come, it will go.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else? Is everybody very clear what I was trying to say? So what it basically means is, it does not matter how many troubles, pains, calamities, failures come, with proper opportunity, I shall only progress. Sometimes problems actually make you stronger. You know, they actually make you more determined to succeed. Or when I say succeed, I don't mean in a worldly sense succeed, but I think succeed mentally, because you become stronger. I will give you an example that, when we are young, life matters a lot to us. Being in good health matters a lot to us. But as you get older, and the older people are very philosophical, I've noticed, with especially the older generation, they're definitely more philosophical than we are. So when they hear about loved ones passing, of course they feel sad, but at the same time they're far more philosophical, and they are able to accept it better. So what this is saying is that, as you face calamities, you become stronger, and you become more, perhaps your faith becomes stronger as well, to a large extent. I'm not saying that you need pain and suffering in order to improve your faith, but it definitely makes you a stronger person mentally. So hold on, my slide is frozen. Start sharing again.
Sunday by Shafalika.
Yeah, go on.
So I would kind of dispute that, because I'd say we'd hope it would make us stronger, but for a lot of people it doesn't.
When you say it doesn't, what do you mean?
So you see a lot of people who get lost in worries and adversity, and they just mentally go down and down. And this is all the mental health issues we're seeing in the world at the moment.
No, that is true, Shafalika, and that's what I meant when I earlier said that, when you have a deeper understanding of yourself, when you have a deeper understanding of what your role in life is and why you are here on this earth, when you stop, for a lot of people, because they live externally, they for them the material world is very, very important. I'm not saying it is not important, but their actual identity comes from material world, from what other people around them say about them, from what other people do about them. Their whole identity comes from that. And when that happens, then you automatically, when that is cut off, or when there is a negative, any kind of negative reaction, you become upset. What Gurudev throughout this whole book is talking about is belief in yourself. He keeps on saying that throughout, that believe in yourself, do not give up, continue and progress in life, welcome problems, but face problems with a great deal of calmness, with a great deal of samtabha, with a great deal of courage. Do not give up.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can I say something on this one?
Sorry?
All right. Shall I? Yeah, your permission.
Yeah, Bolo, I can't make out. Bolo, sorry.
Okay, yeah. Actually, Rasila earlier said, that this I welcome trouble or calamity or whatever. I think the word should be, it's a Gujarati word, I don't know the English word. Dharma kidelu છે કે સ્થિત પ્રજ્ઞા. તમારા ઉપર ગમે તો દુઃખ આવે, any calamity આવે, કે સુખ આવે, કે all situation, you don't have to welcome it, you have to embrace it. You just have to do your role.
I agree, yes.
બરાબર છે, you are right, absolutely.
દુઃખ છે, no one likes it. We like happiness, but it's that's a fact of life. We are born and we're going to die one day. Our family members are going to die as well. So એ દુઃખ થાય ત્યારે પણ એમ કહે છે કે જે સાધુ સંતો બધા હોય છે એને એક અવસ્થા કહે છે કે સ્થિત પ્રજ્ઞા કે ગમે એટલું આસપાસ થઈ જાય તમને અસર ન થવી. તમે જોવો છો કે this is the way of life. It happens to everyone. Why we reacting? Why we get overrun by things when happen to. You know, we are very happy and fortunate in this country that no one goes hungry. Everyone has a roof, food, shelter, and clothing. We're not short of that, like in India. So whether you have a just mean to live enough or you got a 5 million or 15 million, it doesn't make any difference if it comes and goes. Like, you have to be okay in your role. You may make money, you may not make it, but your attitude should be sthita prajna. Okay, you don't react to these things, even to happiness. You embrace.
You should, more than that, you need to be joyful about life. You need to be joyful about the fact that you are existing, about the fact that tamne, some sort of, spiritual understanding આવ્યું છે. The fact that આપણે બધા અહીંયા ભેગા થયા છે આજે evening ના, આપણે બધા આધ્યાત્મિક journey ઉપર છે. We are all on a spiritual path. Some might be further up, some might be not that further up. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, all of us are on a journey. આપણે બધાને આપણા self ને સમજવું છે ને આપણને એવું જોઈએ છે કે ગમે ત્યારે મને problem આવે તો, because આ ધર્મ એવી વસ્તુ છે કે yes, આપણને times of joy માં તો ધર્મ યાદ કરવો જ જોઈએ, but times of grief માં એ ધર્મ બહુ કામ આવે, because it makes you more aware કે આ બધું જે થઈ રહ્યું છે એ કેના હિસાબે થઈ રહ્યું છે મારા ઉપર, and you stop blaming other situations or other people or circumstances, but you look at your own self and say, okay, આવ્યું છે, now let me see how I can do it. And there are people who have lost akhi families, and yet they are able to still continue living, and not living in a depressive state, but living with a certain kind of calmness, with a certain kind of surety in themselves. And this is what Gurudev is trying to say. Je yuva avastha che, which is what this whole theme of this evening is. Yuva avastha is not just the fact that you are physically a young person. Yuva avastha is that mentally you are a young person. So here he talks about a sleeping man is like a dead body. Is action better than inaction? Everyone wants to live on top of the mountain, but all the happiness and growth occurs while you are climbing it. Would you agree with this comment?
Yes.
Anyone else apart from Rasila? Reshna, what do you think?
Can you rephrase your question, please?
So I'm saying everyone wants to live on top of the mountain, but all the happiness and growth occurs while you are climbing it. What do you think?
Yes.
And why do you say yes?
Because every step is making you stronger.
Absolutely.
No matter what you've gone through in life, every step has built you to be a stronger person.
Yeah, absolutely. So here I'll give an example of Mahavir Swami, right? Mahavir Swami spent, 12 years trying to find his own self after he took Diksha. And he suffered all kinds of adversities. He was, Sangam Dev did all kinds of heinous things on him. The Gowar put nails in his ears. All kinds of horrible things happened to him. But his growth was happening while this was happening in his life. So he was climbing. And he might have taken a couple of steps backwards. He might have deviated from the path, gone the wrong way. He might have, but his focus was that I want to reach the top of the mountain. And no matter what happened, ke pagma thorns ghadi gaya, ke feet were bleeding, body was bleeding, it did not stop him. And this is where growth occurs. So, every one of us is on a journey. Every one of us wants to be on top of the mountain. Every one of us wants to reach the pinnacle. And we are all striving. And if you feel, okay, just by sitting and not doing anything, growth will happen, it will not happen. It's all very well to say કે ઓ મને આ જૈન ધર્મ સમજ પડી છે, but જૈન ધર્મની સમજ ક્યારે આવે કે જ્યારે તમને કંઈ પ્રોબ્લેમ થાય અને you are able to approach it in a philosophical way, if you are able to have that ability to stay calm, then that is when you have truly accepted કે ના આ જે થાય છે, let it happen, let me embrace it. And that is why action is always better than inaction. Yeah, sorry, my slides keep on freezing, so I have to keep on doing this. So the next one is, so the simple actions are that you move you forward are better than no action at all. And here, Rajan Bhai talked about Chale Chalo. So throughout the book, chapter 1, chapter 2, Gurudev keeps on saying, move forward, do not sit back. And the amazing thinking behind this is that action is better than inaction. And a lot of Jain sons, and I'm not criticizing anyone here, but they advocate કે મારે કાંઈ ના કરવું જોઈએ because મારે મારા પોતાનો જ આત્માનું કરવું જોઈએ. I do not wish to do anything for anybody else. Gurudev is talking exactly the opposite, and which is why Virayatanu che seva sadhana and siksha, that is meant for the betterment of human society. And this is what Chale Chalo means, that let's walk, let's help. And while we are walking, let us help people who are not able to walk. Let's hold their hands. While we are walking, while we are moving forward, let us take those people who are physically weak. Let us take people who might not have the courage. Let us take them. And that is when our embers burst into a big flame. And with that flame, we light up others' lives. And this is what Acharya Shri did. Okay, she was this wonderful flame which came and she has lit up thousands of lives. I mean, look at our lives. She's transformed our lives, all of us. And even though we are sitting in the UK or Kenya or wherever, she's transformed all our lives through Shri Chandna Vidyapith, through Shilapiji Maharaj. So this is what Chale Chalo means, that let's walk, let's move forward. And this is something that you need to tell your children as well, that when they fall down, get up, walk. When a child falls down and they start crying, we say, no, kai nathi thyu, let's not worry, because we want our children to become tough. And this is the same thing. Atyare electricity che, to electricity apne switch on કરીએ એટલે આપણી light બળે. આપણે જ્યાં સુધી switch on ના કરીએ ત્યાં સુધી light નથી બળવાની. Electricity is going to stay where it is. Light on કરવા માટે આપણે effort તો કરવી પડશે ને. We have to turn on the switch. Okay? અત્યારે ગમે તે મેટલની વસ્તુ છે, તમે એમને રાખી દેશો સ્ટોર કરીને, તો it will start rusting, and it is its own enemy. જે rust છે ને એ metal જ create કરે છે અને metal ને destroy કરે છે. Okay, it's oxidizing with external air, and therefore it is basically destroying it. And this is our life as well. કે આપણે જો એમને બેઠા રહેશું, આપણે જો ફોરવર્ડ નહીં કરીએ, આપણે આપણા પોતાના સેલ્ફને ઇમ્પ્રુવ નહીં કરીએ, તો we will start rusting as well, and rust થઈને we will destroy our own selves. Yeah. So is it okay, everybody? Am I speaking too fast or too slow or?
No, that's fine.
Perfect, Sandeep Bhai. Perfect.
Perfect.
Right. So this is what Gurudev is talking about. So now my next question is, and this is where I want people's input: is man free? Is he a master of his fate? Is he free to act the way he likes and blaze his own trail? In short, has man got freedom of will, or is he a slave of destiny, nature, time, or any other force by whatever name it may be called? What do you think? Is man free?
Yes.
Is he a master of his own fate? Is he free to act the way he likes?
Yes.
In short, has man got freedom of will? Or is he a slave of destiny, nature, time, or any other force by whatever name it may be called? What do you think? તમે કર્મના અધીન છો કે તમારામાં છે that ability કે you are able to be a master of your own fate?
Huh? Yes.
Yes, as in Parul, what do you mean?
Oh God. As most of you know, that no matter what life throws at you, you can carry on moving forward. And for me, I was in a car accident. I thought I wouldn't live, but I'm here to share my story with you lot.
Yeah.
And it's made me be in a stronger position, like helping other people.
Okay. Anybody else?
Well, karma, the action, you're responsible for your action, whatever you do it. કર્મનો સિદ્ધાંત છે જે તમે કર્મ કરો એ પ્રમાણે તમને ફળ મળે અને you're free to do whatever action you want to do it. You choose your action. No one's forcing you to do any particular thing, and your action will determine your future as well. Hello, જે ગીતાનો મહાન શ્લોક છે ને, કર્મણ્યવાધિકા મા ફલેષુ કદાચ.
હા, બરાબર છે,
You
મા
just
ફલેષ.
keep doing your karma. Don't expect the result. જે તમારું જે ટાઈમે જે તમારી ફરજ છે એ કરો. You don't have to look for the result. કે મને આનું શું મળશે કે મારી જે ફરજ છે અત્યારે મારી બાજુમાં કોઈ માણસ ભૂખ્યો છે તો મારે એને એ દેવું છે, કોઈ ગરીબ છે તો મારાથી દઈ શકાય એમ છે, તો મારા ફેમિલીનું છે, કામનું છે, whatever you're doing in your life. If you're born in a royal family, you have different duty. If you're born in a middle class, you have different duty. If you're educated, if you're working, we all have a different role. So whatever your duty is, your karma is. Like મહાભારત જે આવ્યું હતું ને BBC ઉપર, જ્યારે ઓલા કૌરવ પાંડવના બધા ઓલા થાય છે ત્યારે 5 ગામડા આપે છે પાંડવોને, અને ત્યારે કૃષ્ણ ભગવાનને પૂછે છે કે why કે દુર્યોધન is taking the whole kingdom and we are only get this one. તો ત્યારે કૃષ્ણ ભગવાન કહે છે કે આ તારી કર્મભૂમિ છે. This is your કર્મભૂમિ. It's a very good word. I can't translate it. કે જે જગ્યાએ આપણે છીએ, જે વાતાવરણમાં છે, you have to do your action in that particular platform. Like ઓલું મેરા નામ જોકરમાં જે રાજ કપૂરનું ગીત નથી કે તો દુનિયા is a રંગમંચ. You just do your role and you just move away. So that's how I live in a life. You take it as it comes, whether it's a grief or happiness or wealth or whatever, and whatever you have to do your action, you do action. You don't choose inaction.
So my question, sorry, Nareshbhai, to stop you. My question here was કે જે પૂર્વ કર્મ કરેલા, our negative or positive things that we've done in the past, they also affect us, right? So therefore, would we say that we are a slave of destiny કે જે આપણા નસીબમાં લખેલું હતું એ આપણને મળશે ને આપણે કાંઈ નહીં કરી શકીએ એની માટે? That is my question.
Okay. જે પૂર્વ જન્મમાં જે આપણે કરી ગયા છે સારું કર્મ કે ખરાબ કર્મ, એનું ફળ આપણને મળવાનું છે, કડવું કે મીઠું જે મળે, whatever happens, we don't know what we've done in our past life and what's going to come to us. Sometimes we don't know. Sometimes we think it's because of my work I'm getting this one. Sometimes when there's a misfortune, you blame your past life. So whatever it is, it's very difficult to go into your past life and see whether the result of your life is due to your past. So whatever I'm facing it around me.
ના, એ બરાબર છે. Absolutely. પણ sorry, somebody is trying to speak. એ બરાબર છે. Yes, you have to face it and you have to accept it. But the question arises is કે આ destiny છે તો હું ગમે તે કરું, કૂદકા મારું કે બેઠો રહું કે ખૂણામાં બેઠો રહું, જે મને થવાનું છે તો થવાનું જ છે, તો હું એફર્ટ શું કામ કરું?
Can I just say something here? Whatever is going to happen, but how you deal with it is in your control. How you actually deal with that adversity or the good thing that happens to you that is in your control.
So that is what we call purusharth, right?
Yeah.
Purusharth means effort. If for those who are not very clear, Purusharth means effort. So I want to quote a thing from Sutra Kritang, right? So verse 30 says, some hold that whatever pain and pleasure individuals beget are not the results of their own acts or volition, nor due to others, but are due to destiny. People are, this verse is saying is કે જે તમારી નિયતિમાં લખેલું છે એ તમારે ભોગવવું પડશે. But then verse 31, this belief is dispelled and said, those who brag thus are fools, declaring themselves as learned, because they do not know that all pleasures or pains or whatever happens are not only due to destiny, but they are due to destiny and also due to factors other than destiny. Other factors being time, disposition, and when I say past karmas, I mean the kind of past karmas that you have bound. So what this thing is that you know, જે નિયતિ છે એ જે ભાખેલું છે થવાનું છે. What verse 31 is saying is કે although એનાથી થશે, but that is not the only thing. It is also the fact કે એમાં કાળ આવે, એમાં તમારું પૂર્વ કર્મનું કેટલું સ્ટ્રેન્થ છે એ આવે, તમારું નેચર or તમારું જે તમારું સોલનું પ્રોગ્રેશન છે, ડિસ્પોઝિશન છે, એ બધું everything comes into play, and that is what this talks about, this Sutra Kritang.
But I don't think this is relevant to what you are discussing at the moment.
No, I agree with you, but all I wanted to say, it is not about being relevant or irrelevant. All I wanted to say is કે નિયતિ અને પુરુષાર્થ અને નિયતિમાં કેવી રીતે નિયતિ works, this is what I wanted to say, કે this is how niyati works.
The niyati works. Niyati, no one knows. Was in our niyati, was in our destiny. We just put it down like that. I'm born in a small family and I'm living in a 2-bedroom flat. My parents can't afford it. And someone is born with a 7-bedroom house with a 5 cars and a લક્ષાધિપતિ છે. કોઈ ગરીબ છે, કોઈના માથે ભાડાનો ફ્લેટ છે, મકાન નથી કરવું. આ બધી નિયતિ છે, આપણને ખબર નથી. આપણે જે જગ્યાએ છે, જે આપણી સિચ્યુએશન છે, મારી જેટલી કેપેસિટી છે, I just do action whatever. Yeah, નિયતિ, just leave it up to the નિયતિ. જે ભગવાને મને આપ્યું છે, જે ઈશ્વર મારા જે પૂર્વ જન્મના જે ફળનું જે છે એ મને મળે છે અત્યારે. તો એ પ્રમાણે મને 2 બેડરૂમના ભાડાના ફ્લેટમાં રહું છું કે પછી 5 બેડરૂમનું મકાન છે કે પછી હું રોયલ ફેમિલીમાં છું કે એ દસ નિયતિ. આપણે જ્યાં બોર્ન થયા છે અને હવે ત્યાં શું કરવું છે, દરેકે દરેક માણસને શું લાગી પડે છે. ગમે એ લેવલનો માણસ હોય, ગરીબ હોય કે આ હોય છે, એ લોકોએ શું કરવાનું? એક્શન. યા, આઈ એગ્રી ધેટ કે have to do
action કર્યા વગર તો આપણે આ દુનિયામાં રહી નથી શકવાના, because whether તમે એક્શન કાંઈ ના કરો ફિઝિકલી, તો મેન્ટલી તમે એક્શન જ કરતા હો ને.
ઘણા માણસો છે કે પુરુષાર્થ કરે ને કે મૂકી દેવો, ભાગ્યમાં નહીં હોય, ભાગ્ય ન હોય, પણ તમારે પ્રયત્નો કાયમ કરવા જ જોઈએ. તમે મૂકી દો, ડિપ્રેસ થઈ જાઓ, ફ્રસ્ટ્રેશન થઈ જાઓ, કોઈ હાર્ડ ટાઈમ આવે તો કે હવે શું કરવું, ના કંઈ કરવું જોઈએ. કોઈ ઉપર કોઈ આફત આવે એટલે આપણે છોડી દઈએ, ચાલો આપણા પૂર્વ કર્મના જે હશે એ ખોટું છે. પુરુષાર્થ should come there. You should do whatever is possible in any given situation. You cannot just take inaction. Action એ આ ગીતાનો મને શ્લોક બહુ યાદ આવે છે કે કર્મ જે છે તો કહે છે કે ભાઈ હું કે કર્મ કરું તો મને ફળ મળે, હું કર્મ ન કરું તો ભગવાન કહે છે કે no, you have no right to inaction. You have to do action. કર્મ કરવા એ આપણી ફરજ છે. નિષ્કર્મ કરવા કે કર્મ નથી કરવા, that's not option.
કર્મ ને actually ધર્મમાં, ગીતામાં તો they've called karma as part of dharma, dharma being your line of duty.
Yeah, action, કર્મ, પુરુષાર્થ જે છે. એમ કે છે ને હું જો કર્મ કરું તો મને ફળ મળે ને, દુઃખ થાય. હું કર્મ જ કાંઈ ન કરવું છે, એની ફરજ છે કે તારે અત્યારે છે ને આ સામે તારા બધા જે કઝિન છે બધા એની સાથે ફાઇટ કરવાની છે, ઓલો મારાથી ન થાય છે, ના તારી ફરજ છે, તારે કરવું પડશે. The point Bhagavan is making that you have no option for inaction. Action is only duty. એ જ પુરુષાર્થ આપણે કરવો જોઈએ કોઈ પણ સંજોગોમાં. જો એ તમે ફોલો કરો ને તો તમે ગમે લેવલમાં હોય, ગમે જગ્યાએ હશો, So you will handle the situation better. Like death thing you will say, when job you say, divorce thing you will say, government thing you will say. You just do whatever you can do as a purusharth really. That's the wrong attitude. I think I always believe in be positive and take action. Freedom statement slide are we free to do? Yes, we are free and we have to do it. And if we are not free, we are obliged to do whatever we're supposed to do, our action. That's
Thank you, Naresh Bhai. Thank you very much. Anybody else?
Yes,
Yeah,
sorry.
Sandeep Bhai.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sandeep Bhai. Sorry, go
Yes,
ahead. Go ahead. Go.
Sorry, it's Sonia here. I think it's some of these things. Okay, in our positions, we're easily able to say some of these things. But when we look at lots of parts in the world where people are are in a position where their life is controlled, by other people, and we see that with the millions of refugees and all of them which are traveling around, they're trying to build their life, but they're also very, very constrained. So some of this becomes theoretical in a way. We see all these big refugee camps. One of the things I have to say, yes, some of they try. We see migrants coming on small boats and trying to get a better life, right? So yes, that aspect, they are doing it. But on the other hand, there are lots of people who try, but are also very much constrained. So I don't think it's as black and white for us to say we are in a position to say we can try. It's not the same for everyone. And they're trying.
I agree, but no, I totally agree. But people at the end of the day always have a choice, and any people who are suppressed politically, for example, if they live in a country where there is a lot of oppression, then they have if enough people join together, so they are able to, even as history has shown us, they're able to topple dictatorships. I'll give you an example. When Idi Amin came into power in Uganda, and he expelled Asians overnight. And a lot of Asians left with very few belongings, and they just came to the UK. And a lot of them perhaps had never even lived in the UK or never even traveled to UK, but they came to UK, and they have tried to make a better life for themselves here. And yes, they faced challenges in their early days, and yes, they're suffering. I will also give you an example that when our parents, grandparents came from India, they left there because there was drought and there was not enough food and all of that kind of suffering. They came in dhows to Kenya and to wherever, and then from there they started doing business, and it was a new country, totally new country, alien land, alien language.
No, but that's fair enough. But that's
so I'm not saying, I don't disagree with you, Sonia, but I also feel that still people, even if they don't have a lot of ability, because we live in the UK, we definitely have more rights here. But everybody doesn't have that rights. Everybody doesn't have that things, and people are suffering. Yes, but at the end of the day, you need to have that courage in yourself. And if you are not mentally strong, then you will not be able to fight any kind of circumstances, no matter how horrible they are.
And to be perfectly honest, the refugees have more courage. They have more mental strength to be able to do what they are doing to try and create a life for them, despite the many challenges and difficulties and hurdles they are facing, some dying on the way. So I think we should be...
Exactly. And what I'm saying is when we look at, those are the ones who are really trying, but if there are others as well who are also, no matter how they try this, it's hard. And I'm not saying
it is hard. I agree with you.
They're a lot more stronger than we are, I have to say. But sometimes just going to the point on is destiny and how can you overcome that? I guess it's not always a very black and white, no matter how much.
No, it isn't black and white. But at the end of the day, destiny, if you believe in Jain religion, then Jain religion talks about that the fact that, you've done bad deeds or karmas in the past, not bad, but good and bad deeds in the past. And therefore they are coming into fruition, which is why you are experiencing what you are experiencing now. But a lot of people will say, okay, well, I'm experiencing this. This is my, a lot of people will say, "Ma bhagyama lakhelu hatu, and therefore have mare accept karvanu che." Now you have two choices. You can either accept it feeling happy, I'm not happy, but in a calmer state, or you can accept it feeling miserable and sad and crying and being in a very, very bad situation mentally yourself. It's the choice is still yours.
Yeah.
But you're right. It's not a clear-cut black and white thing.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So this is a quote from Gurudev. Today, man is being badly ground under fatalism. Everybody seems to say that he's suffering because he's destined to suffer. What could he do? Luck did not favor him. Fate was against him. This only shows lack of manhood. This holds the black flag of frustration. Now, here what he's trying to say is exertion is the only active agent. While time, fate, etc. are non-living and therefore inactive and dormant, exertion is a result of active efforts of the living soul and therefore full of life. Again, exertion attracts responsibility. That means tame effort karo to tamari jawabdari thai. The soul which exerts is responsible for the results of its efforts. Right? Ke tame je tamaro atma je effort kare, it will also has to accept ke enu je whatever parinam ave e tamare accept karu pade. Parinam is not in your control. There is no such responsibility attached to time, fate, and others. So other things which come like card, કે નિયતિ કે others એની કાંઈ જવાબદારી ના થઈ, તમારી જવાબદારી થાય કે તમારે exertion કરવી પડે, તમારે આગળ વધવું પડે, તમારે move forward થવું જ પડે. So the country for જ્ઞાન-યોગી or કર્મયોગી માટે, જ્ઞાન-યોગી માટે એકેય foreign country નથી અને કર્મયોગી માટે કાંઈ વસ્તુ દૂર નથી. What this is trying to say is કે તમારે જો knowledge એટલે જ્ઞાન, તમે જો knowledge ના પાથ ઉપર હો તો તમે ગમે તે દેશ, ગમે તે ક્ષેત્રમાં જઈ શકો, તમે ગમે તે વસ્તુ જાણી શકો. અને તમે જો કર્મયોગી હો, કર્મયોગી means કે તમે મારે કાર્ય કરવો છે, મારે જે આ કાર્ય છે, as Bhagavad Gita says, કે કાર્ય કર, move forward. Yudh kar, he tells Arjun, Yudh kar, that is your dharma. Why is that your dharma? The whole Gita explains, and you need to attend the Sunday classes with Sadhviji to understand it. But any માટે કઈ વસ્તુ દૂર નથી, એની માટે કઈ વસ્તુ impossible નથી. The noble sons are not those who on account of their lethargy would continue to drink saline water of their ancestral well. Noble sons are those who drink sweet water, however far they may have to go, and whatever difficulties they may have to face for procuring it. And here I quoted, "Bandhan bandhan kya karte ho, bandhan man ke bandhan hai. Sahas karo utho jhatka do, bandhan kshan ke bandhan hai." This is from Man Ke Manav, which I just sang at the beginning. So basically, if you keep on using tamaru je, આપણે કહીએ કે ઓકે મારી આગળ મિલકત છે, હવે એમાંથી તમે ખાયા કરો તો ઈ મિલકત એ ઓછી થવાની છે. પણ જેને મીઠું પાણી પીવું હોય, now milkat, I don't mean financial wealth, I'm talking about milkat, that means તમારું heritage, તમારું ધર્મ, તમારા સંસ્કાર, તમને જે તમારા તમને જે મળેલું છે from your family, from your people, જે આપણા સંત સાધુઓ આગળથી કે તમને મળેલું છે, એ તમે ખાલી પિયા કરશો તો it is going to be ancient. તમે જાણો છો, તમે શાસ્ત્ર પઢો છો, you are learning scriptures. એ scriptures ખાલી learn કરીને એમાંથી જ પિયા કરો કે scriptures learn કરીને એનાથી તમે આગળ સાહસ કરો કે ઓકે હવે આમાંથી મારે આગળ શું કરવાનું છે. This is what Gurudev is trying to say here. So these pictures describe a little chick which has just hatched and is taking first delicate steps towards life. And the second picture describes somebody who moved forward and then they said, oh, no, this is too difficult, I'm turning back. So we need to say, are you a brave man of action And if so, why this lethargy? Why this dozing and yawning? And Uttaradiyan Sutrama, there is a whole section on pramad. Okay, pramad means laziness. Pramad means laziness is not physical laziness. Laziness is mental laziness. Laziness is ke marathi nahi thai shake. For those who attended Uttaradiyan Sutras, there are great sections on it. So for you, Himalayas are not too high, the oceans are not too deep. If you rouse your sleeping powers and collect them, the whole world will fawn at your feet. If you wish, you can convert hatred into love, animosity into sympathy, darkness into light, death into life, and even hell into heaven. And આ બધું આપણા પાવરમાં છે અને આ બધું hatred, love, animosity, sympathy, darkness, light, death, life, hell, heaven, this is all within us. આપણામાં આ બે qualities છે. It is for us to say કે એક quality supreme ના થાય, the negative side, and we look at the positive side within us and we look at our abilities and say કે આ જે ધર્મના માર્ગ ઉપર કે આ જે even in the material world, a path ઉપર હું ચાલ્યો છું, let me do whatever I can to the best of my abilities and not give up. So this has got nothing to do with what I was talking about, but finally I want to just look at what various scriptures say about things. So Gita says the soul should attain its own progress and the soul should not digress by grief, because the soul is his own friend and is his own enemy. Dhammapada says, which is Buddhist scripture, the soul is a ruler of the soul. None except the soul can help. Just as a merchant regulates his horse, one should regulate his soul. And Uttaradiyan Sutra says, soul is the creator and destroyer of happiness and misery. Soul is a friend and the enemy if it is on the wrong path or the right path. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening to me so patiently. And I'm sorry I ran a bit over time, but it was very important for me to say what I had to say and what I've understood of this wonderful work by Gurudev. અને મિચ્છામી દુક્કડમ મેં કદાચ કોઈને દિલ દુખાયું હોય કે કાંઈ ખોટું બોલ્યો હોય કે બહુ ફાસ્ટ બોલ્યો હોઉં કે આટલું બધું બોલ્યો હોઉં, તો પ્લીઝ ફોરગીવ મી. Thank you. So anybody wishes to recite the Manglik? ધર્મની વસ્તુ બોલવામાં તમે બધા ચૂપ. Okay. Anyone?
Yeah, I can do.
Okay, bolo, Rita Ben.
Jai Jinendra Bata. Namo Sitanam, Namo Sitanam, Namo Ayaryanam, Namo Vachayanam, Namo Loye Savvasahunam, Iso Panchanamukaro Savvapavapanasano, Mangalalancha Savvesem Paramam Have Mangalam. Chattari Mangalam Arihanta Mangalam Siddha Mangalam Sahu Mangalam Kivli Pannato Dhammo Mangalam Chattari Loguttama Arihanta Loguttama Siddha Loguttama Sahu Loguttama Kivli Pannato Dhammo Loguttamo Chattari Saranam Pavachami Arihante Saranam Pavachami Sitte Saranam Pavachami Sahu Saranam Pavachami Kevli Pannattam Dhammam Saranam Pavachami Khame mi savva jiva khamantu me mitti me savva bhuesu veram majjana kenai.
Thank you all. Thank you very much, Rita Ben.
Thank you,
And
Sandeep.
have a good evening and a good weekend. And we'll catch up with you next week. We are looking at Arihant Vannavali, which is absolutely beautiful. You mustn't miss it, please.
Sandeep, before we say goodbye, thank you very much to you. A really wonderful presentation and lots of discussion. Perhaps we should have a breakout rooms like we did last week. I think lots of people wanted to contribute, so it's nice. So do not apologize for being late, because I think we all thoroughly enjoyed it. I wanted to just say a few things. I know, Sandeepa, you mentioned very early on about the Virat and COVID relief. I just wanted to add a tiny little bit more to say that we've just set up a Go donate page, which I'll ask Nilesh to show you in a minute, and set the link up in the chat. But the Go donate page will allow you to donate immediately with your credit card from the UK, and we aim to raise, we've put a limit of 10,000 at the moment. But you can, it can be a small amount or a big amount, but it's something you can do immediately. And here it is, you can see. So please use this opportunity to help. If you want to just start from donating a small amount today, and then perhaps donate through the other page that Sandeep talked about, which is the main poster you saw earlier on, which donates the money to Kutch, Palitana, and Bihar. And eventually also we're in the process of helping the people in Ahmedabad. And you will also be able to specifically say where you want that money to go to. So please do have a look. Nilesh will repeat everything I've just said and visually show you what needs to be done. But do spread the words among your family, friends, and everybody. No doubt we will send that through email and through WhatsApp. But like I said, there are various options for you to donate. We're trying to make it as easy as possible. I know there's a lot of people who are raising funds all over UK. But we're giving you a chance to donate to the Virat and COVID relief. So please be generous.
I'm going to ask a question. I'm going to ask a question. That is, if we do it through UK, then we can get tax relief. Then more money will go to India.
Absolutely.
Yeah, UK taxpayer. If you send it directly to India, then they won't get any additional money.
And also one more thing, Varsha, sorry to add on. Viratan je kaam kare che for everyone. It is very transparent, because I personally witnessed, and a lot of you have also witnessed what is being done. There is no intermediate people, because a lot of, I'm not criticizing any organization, but a lot of funding goes in maintaining administrative people. Viratan tries to make sure that more money is given to the people who need it. અને અત્યારે India આપણું જે ભૂમિ છે from where our forefathers have come from needs our help, and I think it becomes our dharma to try and do whatever we can for people who are suffering. આ ભૂમિ એટલી પવિત્ર ભૂમિ છે અને એ ભૂમિ ઉપર આટલો બધો ભાર આવ્યો છે. તમે વિચાર નહીં કરો કે દુનિયામાં એકેય ભૂમિમાં આટલા સંતો નથી નીકળ્યા જેટલા ઇન્ડિયામાંથી નીકળ્યા છે, અને આટલા વન્ડરફુલ ગ્રંથ નથી નીકળ્યા જેટલા ઇન્ડિયામાંથી નીકળ્યા છે. સો પ્લીઝ give generously, and please બધાને તમે spread કરો આ information.
Absolutely.
Sorry,
well
Varsha.
said, well said. I think you've got a general picture of what we're trying to say, and what we're trying to do is to simplify everything for you, and giving you options, as you can see. Yeah. So thank you very much for this evening. Enjoy the weekend, and look forward to seeing you all next Friday. And Chami Dukram. Thank you very much. Good evening.
Chami Dukram.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.